in the aftermath of the recent attacks in Paris. Ms. Moragini said this is important because the threat of terrorism is spreading to other parts of the world. She's urged the strengthening of countries' cooperation, first with Arab countries, and then amongst European countries, especially in information sharing. Well, her thoughts were also shared by the UK Foreign Minister Philip Hammond, who said that Muslim countries in the world have suffered the greatest burden of terrorism, and they will continue to be in the front lines. Those are the headlines. Back to you, Chamberlain.
Well, thank you, Amarachi. We'll continue here, Nigeria 2015. But don't forget that you can send comments or questions to our email account. First, you could start with hashtag Nigeria 2015 if you're tweeting at us using hashtag PVC collected and hashtag PVC not collected at Channels TV or at Chamberlain Usol. Don't forget that, yes, you can tweet at us using those hashtags because we're carrying out a survey which will bring the results to you on a regular basis, because we did bring one of them to you, which will bring a recap for those who may have just joined us. And don't forget also, the email address is Nigeria 2015 at channelstv.com. Well, let's get back to the studios now and taking a look at some of the questions coming through. King Douglas says, I'm confident with the preparedness of INEC towards the general elections. He thinks that everything will go on well. We'll also have Mr. Akin Orebi, who is the new resident electoral commissioner in Lagos, here to respond to some of your questions. Mr. Motoshaw here tweets saying, Motoshaw Lakunle says, he's been consistently told that the permanent voter card for everyone registered in his polling station is not ready. He didn't indicate where, but are there such polling stations or such situations in Lagos, and why is this feedback?
Exactly, yes. There is a number of polling units where the cards are not ready yet, even as we speak, and it cuts across the state. We know them, and Abuja is working on them. They are part of the 600,000 PVCs we are still expecting, but they surely will come.
But the question also, because while you're expecting more to come in, you've got a deficit of over 1 million, is it 2 million or 1 million, 1.8 million?
That people are yet to collect. We have them.
Which is in your possession?
Yes.
In INEC office in Lagos?
In all the 245 collection centers. People only need to come forward to pick them.
Okay, tell us now, because before the decentralization of the collection points, normally they'll go to their local governments.
Exactly.
So with that announcement from the commission, how is it working out now?
Happily, people have been coming out to pick the cards at the various 245 various centers now.
Okay, so if one is in Alimosho, Koshofe, you've got more than 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have in Alimosho 11 points where you could collect. Go to the one nearest to where you registered originally.
Okay, so what if people registered in a particular location and they've changed their location? Can they vote in a polling booth closest to their house? Well,
I spoke about that earlier. It's no longer possible. There was a time we opened a window, we call it the transfer window, late last year, when people could have applied for this transfer. But it ended, I think, middle of December. Since then, nobody could really take benefit of that facility again.
Was it that publicized? Because
it was well publicized. Quite a number of people came forward to apply, and we've been able to do their transfers.
Okay, so
I think part of the problem with Lagos is everybody's busy, everybody's running around for one thing or the other, and so they kept on postponing when they will come until the day is lapsed. So that's a problem. That's why we've also now opened the window for collection for Saturday and Sunday too. So those who go to work from Monday till Friday could also have the opportunity to come for them.
What time on Saturday and Sundays? From 9 a.m.?
Saturday, I will advise that they come to our collection centers from 11.
When do you
11,
end?
then 5:30.
Okay.
The same thing on Sunday.
There's another question here. Adetunji, he says, well, he collected his PVC, but he now lives in a new local government area. He's made efforts to transfer, but failed. So for him, the transfer window is gone.
It's gone. Unfortunately, he didn't tell us what efforts he made, but it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. What I advise people is that on election day, they should just leave their present place now, and very early in the morning, so before 7:30, They are the polling unit, and they just vote with them until the end of the day when they could go back. I think it's worth the sacrifice for the sake of democracy and development in this country.
We also have people who have said to us that they go to the centers to collect their permanent voter cards. They see their name on the register. They tell them, yes, your name is here, but your card doesn't have a picture. So
that's a new story. I wish I could we could be specific in this case so I can look into it, but I'm not aware of any instance of such, because when the cards came, we did what was known as sorting, and if there were cards that had problems, we didn't push them out.
What kind of problems? Typographical errors, the names not properly spelled?
When I said maybe the instance of maybe the photograph not appearing, or, well, there were duplications too. There were a few instances where we had more than one card for a particular voter. Those are the problems we had with some of the cards.
Can people collect permanent voter cards by proxy?
No, definitely no. I think that's why the collection has also been slow, because ordinarily, if it's allowed to be done by proxy, I'm sure many people have sent their brothers, sisters, or their aides to go and pick them, but no.
So, if I'm in a family and my family members with the same surname, no chance.
No.
So if any member of INEC or any member of staff of INEC or ad hoc staff gives you the cards of maybe your brothers and sisters, that is wrong.
It is, yes, obviously it is wrong.
What about the cases of missing PVCs? Some say, yes, they see their names, but they can't know PVCs with their names.
If they see their names, their cards are yet to come.
So it's not missing?
It's not missing. Once, last year, when we displayed the register on the wall of each of the polling units, if they saw their name at that time, they should be sure that their cards would definitely come before the elections.
Okay. Well, let's take a moment and go over to our correspondent, Larry Lasisi, who is standing by in Abuja. He's covering events going on there, but this time he has covered with the People's Democratic Party. Larry.
Well, earlier today, we've had a press briefing by the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Olisa Metu. He spoke with journalists on how the campaigns, the presidential campaign of the party has been going thus far, especially as they've just completed the train. The train has just left the southwest or the southern part of the country and just started off in the northern part of the country. So he gave us like just a look, his own impression or the party's own impression of how the campaign has been going. Let's take a listen to that interview.
I have informed you that our campaigns in the Southwest has been very successful. We were very we are very much encouraged with the successes of our campaign in the Southwest, in the Southeast. We noted that people turned out heavily in the Southwest and in the Southeast. We are now more than ever before encouraged that our victory is sure in 2015. The problem that we have in the Northeast to do with this insurgency is not the making of this government, but this government has tried as much as possible to curtail it. And I must proclaim, every now and then, Nigerians encourage us by saying that maybe, if not for the character, the candor, the personality of the president, these insurgents would have overrun more than half of Nigeria. We would have been under occupation by terrorists, if not for the determination, the style, and the character and the personality of our president. Our opponents have been talking about how they will win us in the election. But I want to state that zone by zone, the PDP will win this presidential election. There is no zone that APC will win the PDP. We will win them convincingly.
Well, Larry, is there any word on the health of the presidential candidates of the APC?
Well, just yesterday, the director of media for the presidential campaign office, the campaign organization of the PDP,